And as you take a full inhale and exhale and settle into your seat, keeping the eyes closed, just expanding your awareness throughout the body into the hands, and notice what the hands want to do or where they want to sit. Do they want to be in closer to the hip crease? Do they want to be down by the knees? Palms up or palms down? And just without either thing being right or wrong, just allow yourself to just naturally tune into what feels natural, what feels authentic and guided by the intelligence of your physical body. Maybe it's a mudra with the fingers. And just find that state for yourself. And maybe as your hand gesture shifts, your seat might shift a little bit to further align in your center of power. Take the first few moments to just drop into complete stillness. As you drop into this stillness, feel that you can contain yourself, mind, body, emotions, and spirit. That you can pull in and draw in all those parts of yourself that maybe feel scattered or a little bit all over the place. Just see if you can just consciously sort of reel them in like wild horses and feel contained within your auric shield, within the circle or the orb of light that is an extension of your body vehicle, your energetic vehicle, but that also houses your energy vehicle, your chakras, your frequency, the vibration you kick off. So see if you can pull everything into that sacred space and feel your power settle into your body. Let it drop right down into your lower belly. The harness of your power, the deepest roots of your core system. So today, briefly, the theme is live your preferred state of being despite what reality looks like. So what does this mean? It means choosing on purpose your state of being conscious as you exemplify that state of being, and continuing to bring that awareness into every living moment so that as you feel yourself come off of that center of your preferred state of being, you catch yourself and you say, oh yeah, let me come back to my center. Let me come back to peace. Let me come back to being a nice person. Let me come back to being patient. Let me come back to being attuned with my higher self, or the part of me that is naturally connected to my wisdom self. So what is your preferred state of being? Right, for a lot of us, it's happiness, joy, and I'm projecting, but take a moment to consider for you what your preferred state of being is. And as you go home today, maybe you're going to go deeper into exploring even more adverbs. Right? Sometimes we find that we live within the confines of a very small vocabulary, and so are limited, although it can be beautiful and expansive, we are limited to those specifics. And as we learn to exercise our inner muscles and paint a much broader picture of what life can be for us and who we can be within that picture, well, we learn new words, we have new experiences, we meet new people, different cultures. We become more open to getting to know who we are outside of our set known boundaries and comfort zones and just our state of being. And there's nothing wrong with either side or either way of it. But so, attuning to your preferred state of being, no matter what your reality looks like. So you have no money in the bank, but you've been been saying your prayers. So do you get frustrated? And do you start mid-month fretting and freaking out because, in 2 weeks rent is due and all your phone bills and all this stuff is due? Or do you stay steady in your faith and in your trust in knowing that this whole time up to this point, you have been heeding the call of your boat. You have been following your heart. You have been attuned and aligned with following your joy. And so are you going to become frazzled and become worried? Because in the third dimension, it looks like no checks are coming in. You just moved to a new apartment. Are they going to mess the check up? Is it going to go to the old apartment? Are those people going to be kind? Are they going to give you the check? Is it going to be, oh my God, is it going to go back and forth? And so the mind can sort of create all these different constructs. Or we can just choose to continue to live in our preferred state of being, which is faith and trust, maybe in this example. And in knowing without having to know how it's all going to happen. Right? A deeper connection with spirit and with the finer, intelligent wisdom of the universe. And you'll know for yourself if you've ever allowed yourself to move outside of what reality looks like and allow yourself the experience of attuning to a much wider spectrum and calling in and connecting with a much broader intelligence than just your own mind. That some magical happenings begin to manifest in your favor. Equally so, I have spent many years working with the elderly and with hospice patients, people been given terminally ill diagnoses. And these are some of the happiest, graceful, most empowered people I have ever met. And whether they end up, beating the clock, as it were, or beating the doctor's diagnosis and living after being told they were supposed to die, or whether they end up passing, there's some sense of liberation that they have really attuned to. They really get that life is so precious, that every moment, that every exchange we have with ourselves and with one another is so very vital and can be so potent to generating love and light and happiness and peace and all of our goals and all of our wishes in the most beautiful, harmonious ways. They're not afraid to live, and they're not afraid to love. And maybe we can take a page out of their book and allow ourselves to just marinate in this as a possibility. So, likewise, on the mat, certain practices, certain poses come up. Do we start to get grumpy? Does it bring up anger? Does it bring up emotion? And that's okay if it does. We observe this. But then at the same time, we allow ourselves to come back to our preferred state of being, right? Which for the most part, I'm going to assume, is just a balanced, centered joyfulness. So we can find that joy on our mat, and we can take it into the world, into our day-to-day. And so no matter what phone call, what message you get, what the bank account looks like, what the diagnosis is, no matter what's going on for you or your loved ones in your circle, can you maintain, can you continually be aware and come back to your preferred state of being? And as you really allow that to groove in like a little drop of water, creating an indention on a stone, change happens and you begin to really align and attune with that, especially as you move through different gradations of that. You find, well, I thought that was my preferred state of being, but really I like this. Or in this situation, I want to be like this. Or later when I go to lunch, I want to be like this. And so you can shapeshift. As long as it's, in alignment with your integrity and authenticity, then it's you. And you can continue to claim it and be it and reside in that and come back to that and maintain your power and maintain your center as you move in the world. So let's take the hands to the heart. And again, maybe you've chosen a word, a verb, something that is powerful for you today. Maybe you want to change it. We'll just take a few silent moments, really clarify your preferred state of being, at least for now, for the next 90 minutes while you're in class. A word, a sentence, keep it simple. Place it like a seed into the heart, and we'll activate it with one Om. Inhale.